Hey everyone, my name's Adam Archer, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Rob Dalton, or Dalton Combat Cutlery, Militia Recon. This knife was produced in August of 2000, and it's currently January of 2022, so this was produced over 22 years ago. And as you had seen, is very snappy. Going through some of the specs, the blade length is 3 1/8 inches and uses or features a SOG style blade. You'll see those on a lot of the older SOG brand knives. Blade thickness is 1/8 of an inch, which is pretty typical for Dalton knives. Handle thickness is 0.49 and uses an ATS 34 blade steel, which again, very typical on Dalton knives. I did research this a little bit using Internet Archive, and I believe the original price, at least on one of the previous authorized dealers, was between $155 and $175. But Dalton knives could vary in price, it seemed, at least when I've looked at authorized dealers and what they were trying to charge for knives. But this seemed to be typical, $155 to $175. So going to look actually at the knife again, we have, of course, that SOG style blade, which has almost, reminds me a little bit of a clip point with almost like a modified clip point in my opinion. You have the Dalton logo, which is a Vietnam Special Forces logo that says, that also has DCC and USA in it, which is often hard to see, but in this case, it's probably one of the clearest logos I've seen on a Dalton knife. Of course, it has USA on it as well, but that is often all the markings you see. At least the Dalton logo is basically all the markings you see on a lot of Dalton knives. On this, it also says Militia Recon on the handle, so that is the model. All aluminum handle, which very typical for Dalton knives, and is milled very well. You have these lines milled in it, some holes that make it look very cool. Milling around the entire thing so that there's no real sharp edges except for the jimping, which is very aggressive. When you push your finger down on it, it is grabbing and actually hurts if you really push down on it, which is something you want from quality jimping, and does have jimping on the back here as well for a reverse grip, if you choose to do that. Has some large hardware, so you can actually take this apart. I don't recommend taking apart Daltons, but it is possible. Tip up right hand pocket, or tip up right hand carry for the pocket clip, and that is a titanium pocket clip. I checked it with some magnets. It does not stick, but it is stainless steel. Maybe stainless steel hardware. For some reason, that's not sticking there either. The button sticks, so it is probably a. I guess stainless steel isn't very magnetic. Anyways, pocket clip is a titanium though, all bead blasted, and of course the blade is a bead blast finish as well. The button itself is a brushed finish, and you can see it is very large and has no safety on the knife, which it is a flush button, so you really have to push it into the handle deliberately in order to either open or close this knife. It's not going to be opening in your pocket, which if it did, that would be a very big surprise due to how strong that spring is. But you really do have to push it in. So no concern there. Most Daltons did not have any type of safety. Let's see, I think that's most of the details about this knife. In terms of Daltons that are EDC friendly, this is probably, at least in my collection, the knife that I'm tempted the most to EDC. Which the problem with Daltons, in my opinion, is I almost need two of them, one for carrying and one for the collection, because since this was produced only for a short amount of time back in 2000, you can't really, well, you can't get them unless you're getting them from the secondary market. So they're highly collectible and difficult to get now, which Dalton produced. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or another one. He would produce a knife, discontinue it, and just start on the next model. So you have a huge variety of models that he was producing, a new model almost every month or every other month, that you just would not get the same thing. And even within a particular model, you would have multiple different variations and colors and that type of thing. For example, let me grab a couple knives. We have the Dalton Jackal. You can see it has a blue pattern on that and a green handle on this one. And they had probably 8 to 10 variations of the Jackal. Damascus blades, some with these holes, some without, some just all different variations. So just so many different ways to make these knives collectible, and they really are now. Comparing it to another knife that is still being produced, we have the Benchmade Auto Striker. So we have that one above, and it is somewhat of a similar size in terms of handle. There we go. Really like Dalton's pocket clips. Super simplistic. Has a good amount of, actually a decent amount of retention, so it's not going to come out of your pocket unless you really want it to. Anyways, that is my quick video of the Dalton Militia Recon. Let me know what you think about it, and have a great day. Bye.